Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the UIM Completionist. In the last one I began work on filling the 3 new stashes Jagex added, and after filling the easy one we went ahead and completed the Moons of Peril, and that let me fill the Master stash as well. So there's only the Elite stash to go. The problem is it requires an item from the Colosseum, and I've been PVMing for such a long time, I feel like I need a break. So I think I'll just go ahead and use all of the supplies that we got, and then I will take my new and still unused Venator bow and I will test it out at some places. The overarching goal for the account is to get 1 billion GP to fund 200 mil flashing, and we're starting this episode with 337 mil, and I hope you'll enjoy. But before I can begin the cleanup, we have to pay the obligatory 25k donation to the farming guild. The first things I will be literally cleaning are the Harlanders and Irids. And while Irids will just be the simple super attack potions, for Harlanders I will be making compost potions to stock up my stacks of ultra compost and super compost. Making compost potions and utilizing them to create ultra compost isn't the efficient method of obtaining ultra compost on UIM, but it's my preferred method over just making compost runs. And I learned it from a video by a guy called California, who is one of the top UIM skillers. What you want to do before this method is turn off your auto vial smashing, and then you want to come here to the Lumbridge basement. There is one more place you can do this at, and that's the Piscatoris colony, but Lumbridge basement is just my preferred place of choice. You unload your Harlander potions, use volcanic ash on them to make compost potions, and then use the compost potions on regular compost to create super compost. That's why I use inventory tags. I usually don't use them, but the difference between super compost and regular compost and ultra compost is just so minimal, they help tremendously. Then you use your volcanic ash on the super compost to turn it into ultra compost, and after it's all done, we will be using ultra compost on the bottomless compost bucket to put it inside, and then we will be left with 18 empty buckets. So that's why we are using the Lumbridge chest, because we can just click buy food here once my inventory is done. Let's put this here, buy food, and then we can quickly sell the buckets, and they sell for 0 GP, so we have instantly free inventory and we can go back to making potions. This is very slow for Herblore XP, but it gives me ultra compost, so that's good. That's the entire bucket filled up, so I'll just quickly use up those Harlander potions and we can move on to the Sun-Kissed Bones, which we got along with the Blessed Bone Shards from the Moons of Peril, and the only reason they exist is to be broken down into more Blessed Bone Shards, so might as well just break them down and consolidate them into one inventory spot. I'm soon gonna be done with the cleanup, I promise, but I got a bunch of these Atlatl darts and they're worth quite a bit. I think they alch for like 200 something GP each, and I had my quiver slot empty, so I just chucked them in there and I collected a bunch. And I don't know if I wanna hop like 200 times to sell these, but generally when you sell in bulk, the pest control shop is the best, and selling 100 per world is like 12k. So I've decided it is worth it for me to do 200 world hops, and it took me pretty much exactly 1 hour on the dot, and that is playing time, because I did have to take a break in the middle just so I can let the shops destock, otherwise every single world was full with my darts. I sold 100 per hour, and that gave me 2.6 mil GP, so to me that's worth it. I don't think any activity in the game is over 2 mil GP, raw GP an hour to me, so... And the absolutely last thing I want to do is use up some of those Wormling bones. Since we're going to the catacombs with the Venator bow, it would be cool to use the Bone Crusher, so we might utilize the daily slime we get from Robin and offer them at the Ectophantes. That way we get some Ecto tokens and I can power my Bone Crusher that way. And one very mildly interesting thing is that Wormling bones don't turn into Wormling bone meal, but actually into baby dragon bone meal. And I think that's it. I think that's really it. I don't have anything more that I'd like to clean before going, so I'll just grab my bow and step into the catacombs, and I'll see you guys, I don't know, and actually in a week. I don't know, treat this like my RuneScape vacation. At first I took the bow to Hill Giants because I wanted to grab a healthy stack of keys and finally be done with Obor, but there's just too few and they die too fast and it's not AFK at all, so I just took it straight to jellies from there and I started AFKing. And I gathered a lot of hard clues. The strategy is simple. I just AFK jellies, and every time I get a hard clue, I just drop it on the side. And then at the end of the trip, I run them back to my POH portal, and I place them north if they are a safe step, and I place them south if they are wildy or Entrana step that I have to die to. And then I just keep doing the northern steps until I get a wildy step, then I drop the clue and grab another and finish it that way, and then I take the whole pile of wilderness clues and then I do them all at the same time. Okay, enough's enough. I will be doing something I should have done a long time ago, and this one session of doing wilderness hard clues cemented that I need to do is now. I'll be building a portal chamber. And why a portal chamber when I have a portal nexus, I hear you ask in my head, because I just spent 2 hours in the wilderness with just 2 entrances. The only ways I use to enter the wilderness are either Ferox or Edgeville Lever, and I have no other entrances, and I am done. I need to build those portals, and I need to redirect them to Cemetery, Anakarl, and Gorok, just so I can have faster clues. I should have done this such a long time ago. And yeah, I'm doing this in portal frames, just so I don't misclick and go into the wilderness with my full inventory. That would suck. So I just got PK'd in the wilderness, but I managed to drop my stack of 2 hard clues. The tick that I died, and it was right by the lever. I just was coming back and I got teleblocked. Let's see if they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. I lost nothing. See ya. Alright, it's been nice. A little bit over a week of grinding hard clues in the catacombs. It was very chill, but it's time to stop the procrastination. And I need to get my ass into the Colosseum, because here lies the last item that I need for all the stashes, and that's any piece of the Sunfire Fanatic armor. The issue is, it gets more common the higher into the waves we get. We can technically obtain it as early as wave 4, so if I can get to that wave, we are golden. But at wave 4, the drop rate is 1 out of 620, so that is extremely rare. So I will try to get a little bit higher in the waves just to improve my rate as much as possible. But the problem is, this is my inventory. So it's gonna be rough. As you can see, there is a bunch of junk that we can get rid of, but I really don't want to get rid of it just yet. I'll have to work for it. And today, it's like 2 AM and I've been working on getting into the Colosseum the entire day. I had so many hard clues to do, and then I had a master clue with an unlucky last step. I just really want to get at least a couple attempts today before I go and do something else and hopefully clear out the inventory a bit. So let's prepare for my first ass beating. First update. I've completed wave 2 on my initial amount of supplies, and I'm really proud of myself, although probably for no reason at all. I downloaded these tile markers. I don't really know what they do. I know that the start tile is important, but I'm too bad to utilize any of it. Anyways, I don't think I can continue on whatever supplies I have, because I just don't know how to solve stuff at all, and I had to pause when I was safe spotting enemies and just wiki what styles should I use against them, and I'm still not sure if I use the correct styles. But man, this is cool. I wish I was better at PVM to go all the way, because the quiver is such an amazing item, and I know this is the way to learn how to PVM, alright, but the account's not ready, the inventory is not ready. Anyways, wave 2, I could claim the chain body, but I don't want to, so I guess I'll continue, even though I'm pretty sure I cannot do this with those supplies, just so I get as much experience as I can. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that should be first try wave 3 completed. You can clap now. It's still not the goal I'm going for, that being wave 4, but I'm gonna claim those 2 rune 2H's. Oh, there's a chest. Let's go open the chest. Because I want to... Ooh, the collection looks out for the splinters. So you actually get everything. So I thought the loot gets updated with what is shown in the new window, but you actually get everything. cool. So we got actually more loot than I expected. This can be pretty good money. As for the splinters, I'm keeping those blessed bone shards, and I want to get some splinters to use those efficiently. I know we should probably get the zealot outfit, but I think that's over efficientifying, if that's even a word, everything. And I just want to get rid of those blessed bone shards with getting 6 XP per. So I don't know how many splinters that is. I will math it real quick soon, and after we get some, we can get rid of that inventory spot. But this is so cool. I like the Colosseum. I like it. I like the waves, at least. The first 3 waves. That was cool. That was cool. Oh my god. Yes. I just spent the last 3 hours trying to complete wave 4. Even get to wave 4. I think my first run was obscenely lucky. And then I was hit hard with the reality that this is the Colosseum and stuff's hard. So I had to watch a bunch of YouTube videos while trying to complete the waves. And this is a lot harder than I thought. This is, well, at first when I entered it, I knew like this is the Colosseum, this will be hard. Then I had this lucky first run. And then I had a lot of hard runs, so it was a roller coaster of emotions and expectations, but this is my first completed wave 4, and I will be stopping for now, because I will be using these Sunfire splinters, as I said, use up those blessed bone shards, and after that, I won't be coming back for now, because I think I'll be taking a break to do some Slayer. And I can hear you say, break, so early, why are you doing that? And I will tell you why. That is because I have a bunch of other junk that I would like to use up, namely the ecto tokens. I can use up at least some, and then we can get rid of them. Probably crystal shards, we can use up on the way. And I will be doing Slayer at Konar, just so we can get some Hydra tasks, just so we can get some battle staves, just so we can use up those water orbs and the battle staves. And that will free up some bag slots that I can hopefully utilize to free up some inventory slots, and then we will return to the Colosseum. Okay, let's see if I can do everything correctly for the first time. Let's use the Sunfire splinters on the wine to create the Sunfire wine. I think you can spam this. Then here at the exposed altar, we can turn the jugs of Sunfire wine into jugs of blessed Sunfire wine. And lastly, at the libation bowl, we can fill it with the wine and start sacrificing our shards for a lot of prayer XP. When I run out of wines, I just teleport here to the Polniv niche using my trusty Maxscape, and in just 2 world hops, I get my full inventory of wines and I'm ready to go again. And that's the last of the shards used up for a little bit over 350,000 XP. With XP per hour a bit over 1 million per hour, so this is a great method, and not only because of the numbers, it's just really cool to do, and especially I love all the methods where you just gather a bunch of supplies and then you can use them all at once. I love stuff like that, so really enjoyable. And we freed up 2 inventory spots, because I'm also gonna drop the Sunfire splinters for now, and yeah, onwards to Slayer training. Hydra task is secured, and I also got up to 60 unidentified minerals. You might have seen that I carried 10 of them with me to the Colosseum, so we're gonna buy the mining gloves, and you might notice that I didn't get any collection log slot pop-ups for those, because I already have all of the types of mining gloves in my collection log. I got all of them while maxing mining back in the day, and back then you couldn't store them anywhere in the POH, so I just dropped them, and now I really want them back. So whenever I need to mine some amethyst, whenever I get some unidentified minerals, I'll try to keep them, and we will slowly just store them in the POH that way. Okay, this video is gonna be all over the place, but bear with me. We gotta put Hydra on the back burner for now and focus on fever spiders. Because a couple days ago, Jagex updated the loot table, and they now have a loot table similar to worms, but they have half their defense and 1/3 of the HP, so the loot apparently goes crazy. I've stashed all of my GP and I have all of my Quorms here, because fever spiders are also the best single Quorm dropper in the game if you only care about Quorms. And I'm just gonna go all out. I'm taking my cannon, we're gonna be cannoning them, I'm gonna camp them, we'll see how much GP I can get, because I heard you can get like 1 million GP in ALX per hour, and that sounds crazy. As you can see on the right bottom corner, I've been doing this for 60 minutes, pretty much exactly, so time for the 1 hour checkup, and my god, it's all true. I can do some work on the side, but there's just so much loot that I have to constantly turn to my PC, and I got over 1 million raw GP in ALX and 60 quorms. If this keeps up hour after hour, this is nuts. This is nuts. The only downside is there is no convenient way to note the quorms. So what I do is I use the HARDTEK to teleport to Monastery. I note them at the Leprechaun there, and then I have to use the Ectophile to teleport back. There's a semi-lengthy dialogue to get back to Braindeath Island, but since I'm using a cannon, it goes off constantly, and when I come back, there's loot on the ground that I have to pick up, so this is insane. After a few hours of doing this, I realized that the cannon actually does way more job than me, and it's actually better if I stand in a safe spot. And maybe it's even better if I'm not here at all, so I thought about another update that Jagex did. They added a shortcut to Shiloh Village that made nature runecrafting really, really fast. I don't have all of the requirements, I don't have Diary Cape, which you need to make it the fastest, but what I do have is Karamja Gloves, so I can teleport to Dradel, and it's close enough, so behold, fever crafting.
Crystal Myth.
I didn't actually do it for long, it's more of a proof of concept. This Rune Med Helm will be the last ALK for 10 million GP made in this place. And we also made a bit over 600 quorms, so I think that's it. I'm just gonna tell you out of here and go back to Hydra. Very cool that I got to experience this method, but I think it goes without saying that this should be nerfed. One of the other updates that was unexpectedly added, and I'm pretty sure it was without polling, is that all the superiors now drop brimstone keys if you're on a Conar task. And here I just so happened to have 2 nuclear smoke devils, so you'll see 2 new brimstone keys appearing. That's one before, now brimstone keys 2, and once this nuclear smoke devil dies, there should be a third one. This is actually a pretty big deal, since if my math is correct, this is about a 40 to 50% increase in brimstone keys looted, depending on the combat level of the monster. And the higher combat level, the less of a deal this is. But if we take Smoke Devils as an example, they are a relatively common task and they have quite a high combat level. And that's a 46% Brimstone Key increase for them. And monsters like Dust Devils will have an even bigger increase. Monsters like Necreals, they have lower combat level, they will have an increase. Here we have clean 4000 Hydra KC. It's my favorite boss for a reason. Ooh, and a fantastic drop to top it off. That is the second Hydra task of the video completed, and during it I went to the RuneScape wiki and did some calculations regarding the battle staves that we want to get from Hydra. And according to my calculations, you get an average of 1 battle staff per Hydra kill. And we need about 900 more, so the mathematically gifted among you will already know that this is about 900 more Hydra, which is a lot of additional Slayer tasks. So I think it would be really good to get the quest points up to 300 so we get additional block slot. So that is the plan for now. 4 more quests, and then back to Conar Slayer. Here's Garden of Death completed, very long overdue. The Defender of Varrock, which is 2 quest points and not 1, so we only need 1 more quest. And I left the best for last, which is of course the riveting tale of a lily pad labor dispute. Such a crazy quest. I don't want to repeat what other YouTubers have said, just go do this quest, don't skip any dialogue, you will enjoy it. I certainly have. And with that we have 300 quest points, so I'm gonna teleport to Konar, and I already know what I'm gonna spend my newfound Slayer block on, because I have a task of Black Demons, and they just have way too many locations, so let me block them. 4,200 Hydra, 4,300, 4,400. Pride Event 2024 completed, and this is the new fit for the free-to-play UIM for the next couple thousand hours of ranging. 4,444, which is 4th 4-digit sequentially repeat. I got a letter! Very big moment on the account. With this enhanced crystal key, I've just used up the last remains of the crystal shards that I was carrying since last 2 years, since I did CG for BOFA. The downside is that now every single enhanced crystal key and charging up the armor will be a lot more active, and I cannot just draw from the pool of the shards that I kept in my inventory at all times. But the huge upside is it's a permanent inventory slot freed up for the first time since 2 years. 4,500, 4,600, 2 kills ago, I missed it. Don't worry about it. 4,700, 4,800, 4,900. I can almost feel it. And an amazing, nice, round 5,000 Hydra KC. That's the good news. The bad news is I still need like 60 battle staves, so I guess I'll just continue. And finally, here it is, the battle staff drop that will push me above what I need. I only needed 4 more to have 4,525. And after I bag this, that will be it. Man, I started recording this video 2 months ago. At first it was supposed to be a Colosseum video, and then it became very clear that I need to clean up my inventory first. And we still have so much cleaning up to do. So I better get started on those battle staves. The method is very simple, but tedious at the same time. It's just unload 12, then unload 12 more battle staves, and then the tedious part, I have to alch all of them, which takes a little bit of time with the cooldown of high alchemy, but for now, all I care about is the dollar signs in my eyes. That's the last of the battle staves done. Raw 42 million gold in profit. I gotta say, I'm really proud of myself for actually grinding all of the battle staves myself. I didn't buy any from Zaf, so now I can reap all of that sweet GP, and it feels so good to be able to free up 2 bag slots. I've been carrying these battle staves for over 2 years now. If you look at my 2022 bag video, you can see the battle staves in my looting bag. So it feels so great to be done with them. And the last thing I want to do is open up those brimstone keys. The only things that I need are dusk top and bottom, and we already opened up the chest 1,200 times. So we are still a lot under the rate, but who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. And that will be it for the keys. The items at the top, the diamonds and the magic locks, I will be keeping in my bag. For the rest, I will just quickly use them up between the episodes, together with some herbs that I saved from Hydra. And I think we will be ready to get started with the Colosseum, starting from the next video. And I think that's it for this one, so thank you for watching. It was long in the making, but I think that was time well spent. We made 140 mil in raw GP, so that's 14% of the entire goal in just one episode. I couldn't be happier, and I'm ready to step into the Colosseum starting from the next episode, of course. Not for the quiver, just for the Sunfire piece. But that will be great to finally be able to do all of the clues. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.